In a few weeks, the city of Durham will be the scene for a major cultural event, the recreation of a medieval cycle of plays, the Durham Mysteries. Simon Stallworthy of the Gala Theatre has taken on the role of creative director for the rebirth of Durham's Mystery Play cycle.
They're Bible stories which are acted out for people at a time when basically they couldn't read and write, and there was no such thing as television and radio. So they were a way of getting across the stories that come from the Bible and also the messages that come from the Bible. So, I think all good theatre, all good drama is sort of gives you examples of how to live your life. It doesn't necessarily give you the answers, but it sort of guides you down certain paths. It allows you to look at things and say, that person made that decision, is that right? So the mystery plays were the first examples of that. There's 10 plays in our cycle. Originally there would have been 20, 30, 40 plays in the original medieval cycles, which would have begun at sunrise and not finished until sunset. We kind of thought that was a little bit beyond the average attention span, really, of people these days. So we've picked 10 plays for our cycle. They've been written, as I say, by contemporary writers. They're not all theatre pieces. There are dance pieces, opera pieces. They're in different styles. So one is a rap and street dance piece, one is in verse, one is in prose. So you get a very different perspective, not only through the stories they tell and the questions they ask, but also the styles and forms that each one uses.
I mean, as soon as I read about the Durham Mysteries project, I just thought, what a fantastic scheme, and I think I would have crawled down the A1 to take part in it. The thing I love about it is it's so open, it's so democratic, it involves everybody. It's not an exclusive arty event, but it really does emphasise the fact that stories and plays are something that need to take place out in public. It's a fantastic scheme. The great thing about them is that they're such great stories. You know, why have these stories lasted so long? They last long for lots and lots of reasons. But I think the main reason is because they're just fantastic stories that somehow tell us something about ourselves and where we've come from. My play is Noah and the Flood, and as soon as I read about the scheme, I thought, oh, I want to do Noah. And Noah and the Flood just really began to kind of burst to life in my mind, and I wanted to do it in a very kind of Geordie fashion. So it's a very northern play. It's done with northern voices, and also Noah and the Flood, our play is it's actually going to be performed by a community of people. It's Eshwinning, so it's the Eshwinning community, and a school there called Our Lady of the Martyrs from Eshwinning. And it's a play that will be performed by all ages, kids from 7 to people of about 70. And of course, in the audience, there'll be all those kinds of ages as well. And again, it stresses the fact, that art is not exclusive, something just for kind of specialists. It's for everybody.
Society is so much more complicated, and we take our information from so many different sources. I certainly think that the popularity of the soap operas is one of the major ways that people debate and talk about and whether it's conscious or not, come to their own decisions on how to act and how to behave. Now, certainly in medieval times, it was the Bible. That there were people who told you very definitely you should do this, you shouldn't do that, based on Bible stories. I think now we have a much more complex society. People don't rely on any one source. But I still think theatre and drama and storytellings are the ways that we try to inform ourselves about the sorts of things that are happening. But you can also throw into that pot everything from Hello magazine to things you see on quiz shows and Big Brother. We all sit around talking about how people behave on Big Brother. Should so and so have done that with so and so whilst they have a boyfriend? Should so and so have said that to so and so? That's racist. That's not. We debate those kind of issues in those kind of contexts, which is exactly the same as people, I think, would have done. After watching the medieval plays, the equivalent of a medieval water cooler, they would have stood around saying, should Cain have killed Abel? Should Isaac have killed his son in sacrifice? All of those questions would have been asked and debated, and I think related to their own lives in the same way as we do, with Hello, Big Brother, the soaps, the things that inform our lives today. So there's 10 plays. You can see all 10 plays over the course of an evening. The first one takes place here at the Gala, the second one takes place at the Cathedral, and then the remaining 8 take place on the sands. They start at 5:30 and finish somewhere around 10:30 in the evening.